First of all, let's talk about thermal power plant, in which heat is required to make steam to drive the turbines, and it is obtained by burning the fuels. So what happens is, there is a furnace F, heat is generated through that. We just put a fossil fuel over there, then water is present in the boiler which get heated up to form steam. So when this steam is formed, it makes a high pressure. Okay, so the high pressure is introduced and is flowed with the help of a pipe towards the turbine chamber, in which a turbine is present. So this high pressure rotates the blades of the turbine, and then due to which what happens is, the shaft also rotates and the generator drives. And when this heated steam gets cooled down, it is converted, or it condenses to form water, and this water is again falled down, or is again sent to the boiler to form the fresh steam. To make it easy, I have written up point A for the high pressure steam and point B for the condensed water. But the main disadvantage of using this is, a lot of fossil fuel is wasted for this process to repeat again and again, and even the pollution is caused by them. Now let's move further. Now we will be discussing about alternate or non-conventional sources of energy. In this we would be discussing about hydroelectric energy, wind energy, solar energy and solar cells. Now let's discuss them one by one in detail. First of all, we have hydroelectric energy. It is a traditional use of energy of flowing water which has been modified by the improvements in its technology, and it is used to generate the electricity. Under it, there comes the hydropower plant or the hydroelectric power plant, which produces the energy by using flowing water to rotate a turbine, which then drives the generator, and the electricity is produced and then it is supplied to our home. How this method has been followed: rain falling on the high ground in the hilly areas flows down as a river. This you know. In order to produce electricity, a high-rise dam is built to stop the flowing water. This makes the water or the lake to build up behind the dam, as you can see in the figure, that is your left side. Now as more and more water collects in the reservoir, level of water behind the dam rises to a large height. Okay, so the kinetic energy of the flowing river water is converted into the potential energy. Kinetic is your moving energy, potential energy is your stoppable energy. Now then what happens is, the water is allowed to flow through the dam. How? When the dam are opened up. Now what happens is, there is a turbine. Now since the water was collected behind the dam, so its potential energy is stored, but as soon as we allow the water to flow, it flows through a very high speed, due to which the blades of the turbine are rotated, and then the generator is driven, and the electricity is produced. So this is about the hydropower plant. So we can say it converts the potential energy of the water stored in the reservoir to electric energy. There are so many advantages of LED. That's your energy efficient, that means low power consumption. Then we have longer lifespan, fast switching, small size, controllability, swift response time, low power requirement. So these are the advantages of LED, which makes them useful in our daily life. Now let's talk about its uses also. Well, water wind energy is a moving air is your wind and it possesses a kinetic energy. So the traditional use of wind energy has now been modified by improvement in the technology to generate electricity through wind power generators. Now a windmill is used for generating electricity called wind turbine, and the complete setup of the generating electricity by using the wind is your wind generator. Now as you can see from the figure, there is a wind turbine. The three fan type structure is your wind turbine. There is a shaft, that thin wire is your shaft, and it is connected to a small electric generator, and then the electricity is produced. There is a pole you can see. What happens is when the fast moving wind strikes the blade of a wind turbine, then wind turbine starts rotating continuously, and then the shaft also rotate, due to which the generator is driven and the electricity is produced. So this is about wind energy. Now let's see the advantage. Advantage is it's renewable source of energy which will never get exhausted, and second is its use does not cause any pollution. That means it's eco-friendly, isn't it? Now what do you think can be the limitations of harnessing wind energy? It is wind energy farms cannot be established everywhere. Why? Because it is to be established only in those places where wind blows from most part of the year. Otherwise there is no use of it. Second is the wind which is required to generate electricity should be strong. If it would not be strong, then the blades would not rotate and the continuous generation of the electricity we would not get. Third is wind energy farms require a large area of land. And fourth, setting up of wind energy farms is very expensive. So this is about wind energy. Now let's move further. Lastly, let's talk about energy which we get from the sea. So three types of energies are your tidal, wave and ocean thermal energy. First, let's talk about tidal energy. So you can refer from the figure. Now as you know, rise of sea level water due to gravitational pull of the moon is your high tide, whereas fall of sea water is your low tide. So what happens is there is a dam constructed. What happens during a high tide? When the level of water in the sea is high, sea water flows into the reservoir of the barrage and it then turns the turbine which generates the generators. And during low time, when the level of sea water is low, the sea water stored in the barrage is allowed to flow out into the sea. This stored barrage flowing water also turns the turbines and generates the electricity. Now it's not likely to be a potential source of energy in future. Why? Because there are very few sites around the world which are suitable for burning or building tidal barrages or tidal dams. Then the rise and fall of sea water is not enough to generate electricity on a large scale. Then when I talk about wave energy, it means sea wave energy. Now what happens is the energy of moving sea waves can be used to generate electricity. One idea is to set up flowing generators to the produce electricity, and then we can move the sea waves up and down through the large tubes. Now third is your ocean thermal energy. It's the energy available due to the difference in temperature of water at the surface of ocean at deeper levels, and is also called as your OTE, that is your ocean thermal energy. So this was all about